Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Blues Boxing, and for those of you that don't know me, I have been boxing for around 14 to 15 years and I have been involved in combat sports since I've been 4 to 5 years old, so I've been in and out my whole life. In this video we're going to be going over all the types of deceptions, so you're feinting, you're triggering, you're playing with speed, setting traps, etc. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so feinting. Feinting at a high level, it's not optional. If you don't feint, if you don't trigger, if you don't do these things at a high level, you're going to be eaten alive by other fighters and other ones who do feint and trigger. When you feint, don't feint aimlessly. So don't just feint and then watch it, go off. Feint and watch what your opponent does. Watch for their reaction. If you feint and say they drop their lead hand or they parry, they overextend the parry, you feint and you go again. You pay attention to what they do and you capitalize on that. Also, feinting can make you look better in the eyes of the judges. It can make you look like the busier fighter, the fighter who's doing the most. Whereas if you just stood there like a lemon, you look, well, defeated, really. Now everyone wants the KO shot, but the truth is the KO shot doesn't usually come from who just punches the hardest. The KO shot comes from who doesn't see the punch coming. So to feint, to trigger, these things will probably secure you a better chance of landing a KO than just being able to punch hard anyway. It's the punch that you don't see coming that knocks you out. So there are many different types of feinting that we have. We have hand feinting, you feint your hands, feint the jab. You have your eye feinting, you can use your eyes, look at the body, go to the head, and vice versa. We have level changing, so coming down and then coming up. We have things like pattern feinting, so head, body, and then head, come down to repeat the same pattern, but then boom, you come up last minute. There's so many different ways to feint. So when you're doing these feints, you need to sell these feints correctly. You can't just half-ass the feint, you're not going to get a reaction and they know you're going to feint anyway. So when you feint, you really need to sell. So if you're going for a feint jab and then following up with a jab, you need to really sell that first jab and then fire through with the second. So the other thing I'd like to talk about in terms of deception is laying traps. You can lay traps like you see southpaw fighters do all the time. They've got the lead hand here, or like they'll purposely throw a jab and drop their hand. They're trying to bait out the other fighter to throw a certain shot so they can then come back with that, so countering the counter as such. There are other ways you can deceive your opponent, such as things like playing with speed. So you'll throw, say 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll go tap, tap, bang, bang, or say you throw a 1, 2 hook, you go tap, tap, bang. Like if you play with speed, you're confusing your opponent's mind. They don't know when the hard shot's coming through, they don't know when to block properly, so yeah, there's playing with speed. The basic ones, like not telegraphing. If you don't telegraph, and a telegraph, for those of you who don't know, is this. You're showing your opponent that you're going to throw your shot, which a lot of beginners do, and sometimes even a lot of good boxers actually still do telegraph. It's a hard habit to get out of, but we should all work towards not having that habit. So the next time that you get into the ring, you do some sparring, practice a different type of feint. A foot feint, an eye feint, or a hand feint. Just practice some sort of feint, because if you don't do these kind of things as you move up the levels, you will be outclassed by other fighters, because that's what it's about. Like I said at the start of the video, it's the punch that you don't see that will knock you out, and the vice versa. If you look at them, if you can disguise your punches, like some of these elite level fighters like Lomachenko, Devin Haney, all these elite fighters, they all are masters at feinting, at triggering, at setting traps, playing with speed. You need to work on these things if you want your boxing to develop. If you really want to take your boxing to the next level, you do these feints, the eye feints, the foot feints, the hand feints. After you feinted, you take a shot, bang, but you need to always remember there's always going to be something coming back, even if it's after the feint, because the first human reaction to when getting clocked, you'll always throw something back. So, knowing this, we feint, we trigger, we go, bang, and we defend straight after, and then go again. If you really want to take your boxing to the next level, you need to be doing things like this. This is called attacking in phases. So you can initiate a phase by changing an angle, so pop, change angle, pop again, that's 2 phases. Or you can do things like pop, defend, go again, that's literally 2 phases. A phase is a prominent pause in between the attack where you defend or move out of the way of a shot. As you go up the levels, you'll see things like 3 phases, 4 phases even, and if you're feeling it, 5 phases. If you watch people like Vasily Lomachenko, He's always attacking in phases and angles. He is the king of deception when it comes to boxing. I'll wrap it up for this video then, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a comment or like. And if you want me to discuss anything else in terms of boxing or even just vlogging, just please leave a comment below and I'll pay attention to it.